Hey guys, Manny here with Yellow Tape DFS, here to give you my take on Week 9 of the NFL for the Thursday night slate. We have Green Bay going against San Francisco. Now, I'm going to go over this really quick with you. I do have a few things I have to run and do, but with that being said, it's also a little easier on this slate today of this one-game showdown. So, Devonta Adams, this guy is probably going to be in everybody's lineup, rightfully so. He is a premium wide receiver one. Aaron Rodgers, I don't mind getting to him there because we don't know what's going on with Aaron Jones. He may not play. If he does not play, we'll get to the guy that's going to be taking the start. Let me get to him really fast. This gentleman, Tyler Irvin. Okay, he's $200, $300 if you put him in the captain spot. I'm not recommending that. I'm just informing. Today's going to be one of those days where you're playing a showdown and you may have a ton of money left on the table. So don't be alarmed if that happens. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. All right. Now, Nick Mullins is going to be starting for the quarterback for San Francisco 49ers today. I like that guy. McKinnon and Hasty both have noteworthy presence to be had on the field as far as running backs go, because Green Bay, as you know, is not that great against the run. We just saw Dalvin Cook go for 4 tubs. So I don't need to say much more beyond that. Robert Tanyan, this guy is great, especially in games where people are going to try to really put Adams in check. Now, the Niners are going to try to do that. They do have a decent defense, but it's Adams. He's matchup proof in my opinion. But if you do want to go to someone that might have a decent target share this game, I do like Robert Tanyan as well. All right, let's see. Beyond that, if we're going back to San Francisco, we already mentioned Mullins and the 2 running backs. Now what I would like to do, let me go ahead, scroll down. Obviously, if you guys ever like kickers, you're more than welcome to play one. I would never suggest playing 2. All right, but the fullback is in play. Juszczyk, if you really want to. He does get goal line work occasionally, which does have him as an end zone threat. But, he's got a couple touchdowns this year already. I don't see an issue going with him. But what I really wanted to get down to is going to be the smaller guys. Trent Taylor. He is going to be your wide receiver one today due to all the COVID issues that have spiked this team and other injuries. All right, so Trent Taylor, in my opinion, is a must if you do think that this game script is going to need them to throw the ball. Now, beyond Trent Taylor, I'm trying to figure out, was it this gentleman? River Craycraft? Let's see. Kevin White. This is just abysmal when you get down here and see that all these guys that you never heard of before are the ones in play. Now, the guy that's going to be taking place for Kittle's injury is going to be Dwelly. Now, he's already been having some target shares in the game, a few games this season, pardon me. And I don't see him having an issue to fill in 4 target shares. He only had 1 reception last game, but he did catch it for a touchdown. Week 3, when he was going against the Giants, it was 4 for 4. So I do see this guy getting some work. As far as picking and prodding at which receivers to grab other than Trent Taylor, at this point, it's a shot in the dark. And I would say to just basically look at the matchup coverage. If you can find the matchup coverage and see exactly who's going to be in the best situation there, that might be your easiest go-to beyond that. And let me go. You know what? I'm going to try to pull up that matchup coverage really quick. And then we're here. All right, so based off matchup coverage, San Francisco says Richie James as wide receiver. against Josh Jackson. Trent Taylor's playing in the middle, but that's going to be the target shareholder. So Richie James, let's go back. Richie James has a questionable tag, but that means that they're probably leaning more on the side of playing this gentleman. So between Trent Taylor, Richie James, and Dwelly, as far as your receiving options to pair up with Mullins. Once again, besides that, both Hasty and McKinnon are in play, and it's pretty clear cut on the Green Bay side with Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones if he plays 100%, obviously, right? Robert Tanyan, and then you can also look MVS. He's also cheap, but Tyler Irvin, who's probably going to be in line as a starting role there. All right, so I just gave you those plays to go over. Captain spot, last thing I'm going to cover before I get off of here. If you are looking for a captain spot today, it's truly a dynamic to look at the game script. So if you feel like Green Bay is just going to be up a ton, I would potentially go for A, Devontae Adams, or B, and this is, all right, this might be crazy, but we might have to go for the running back because then Tyler Irvin would be getting a bulk load of the work. All right, now if you do want to look at it from the opposite spectrum, and maybe you think that the Niners will be ahead this game, then you're going to run either A, run the running backs for them, like McKinnon, or you are going to want to try to pick their number one receiver. Now, I would probably say Trent Taylor. Once again, based off matchup coverage, if James plays, he's in the best position. Beyond that, I'm not necessarily sure that I have the want of any shares for defense. I mean, maybe you want to throw a Green Bay defense in there, but beyond that, once again, if you like kickers, I'm never opposed to them, but never both. Outside of that, let's go ahead and make some money, guys. All right, you guys have a great one, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next video.